Hey everyone, I'm James Nicholson. I'm a mixing engineer from Coventry, UK. And today, what I'm going to do is take you through a few mixes of some songs that I've done for an artist recently. It's an artist called Salehi, kind of based in Manchester right now. And I recently worked on his project, which is called Six Stripes, six-track album, or EP, depending on how you want to look at it. And I thought it'd be really cool just to take you kind of inside the mix for each of the tracks and show you a couple of the things that I was particularly happy with, some of the things that you might find interesting. So let's jump straight into this. So this first track is called New Latitude. This wasn't actually the first track that I worked on. Track number 2, Full Circle, was a single before the EP came out, so that was the one I mixed first. So I already had kind of my basic vocal settings that I was using by the time I started this mix. Quite unusually, this song is kind of 2 beats joined together. And so me and Alex were trying to figure out how can we bridge the gap between these 2 beats? How can we not make it feel like it just stops and starts again? So let me play you kind of the beat as it was with the break, and then I'll show you what we did to kind of cover that up.
Yeah, you'll be living loco, well I'll be living solo. This is not your zone, no, keep right on my zone full. I just wanna let go, get your hands off my soul. We taking all the control.
So you can see it's quite a lengthy gap there before the beat comes back in. So one of the things that I did at first is I added this reverb to the beat, and you can see that the reverb is off the entire time, and then just as it gets to this transition, it kicks in and ramps up in the gap. So it just adds a bit more kind of bloom, I would call it. It just makes the last beat kind of hang on a bit longer before the start of the next beat comes in. So just have a listen to that kind of now with the beat on, with the reverb on.
Get your hands off my soul, we taking all the control.
So it's just trying to make the most of that last beat and that last kind of cymbal ringing out. And then you can see that actually when this new beat came in, I liked it with the sound of the reverb on. I'll just cycle that reverb on and off here. And you can see I actually kept it on the entire way through the rest of this part of the track. So this is without, and I'll toggle it on and off.
Yeah, focusing, riding like I couldn't marcus it.
Not a thing that I would think to normally do, really, is to leave a reverb on over an already pre-made beat, but it seemed to really work in this situation. And then here, essentially, the beat drops here, and so you can see I reduced the level of the reverb, so the track is a bit more dry and in your face, but still retaining some of that depth. So if we just have a listen to that transition.
But they gotta pretend just to keep it contented. This ain't it, the 5th of November. We'll never remember, gotta take my time. When I flow on a beat, I feel the
Yeah, hopefully you can hear just on that kind of clap sound, there's just that little bit of reverb, which for me just makes it kind of come alive. So then looking back at this transition here, one of the other things that we did is Alex asked me if I could put an echo in to help it transition between the 2 beats. And you'll see that if I go onto automation view, I ended up doing quite a bit to make this echo work. So I'll play you it with the echo, and then we'll look at a little bit of what we did to make that sound good and work every time.
get your hands off my soul, we taking all the control.
So one of the things that I was struggling with this echo was every time it did something slightly different every time, which obviously for trying to capture a record as a moment in time isn't very good. So here's a couple of the things that we did, or that I did, to make this echo work. So just down here with the green line, you can see that the echo was off the entire time. That was one of the issues I had. I'd left it on the first time and it just added so much noise and mess to the echo. It didn't really work. So that was off the entire time until just before the word control, which is what we needed to be echoed. And then just for a bit of a cool effect, I had the echo get darker and darker on each repeat, so it kind of fades away into the background naturally. So just have a listen to that.
We taking all the control.
So that was one of the automations. So for the echo itself, I used the H delay by Waves, which you can see here. And if I press play, you'll see this low pass control here moving with the automation.
Taking all the control.
And you can see I've got quite a high feedback. So feedback is amount of repeats, if you're not familiar. And that was because I needed that echo to last and just naturally decay right up until this point here at bar 127. And one of the other things that I did on this echo as well is I ran it through the Abbey Road saturator. So you'll hear the echo ping pongs from kind of left to right on each repeat. And the further that goes along, the repeats just start to get a bit crunchy and a bit distorted, which I thought sounded quite cool. So again, you just play that and have a listen out for that.
Taking all the control.
So just starting to sound a bit distorted and messy and gritty at the end there. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing in this track that I wanted to point out. And it took a little while. It took a few attempts to get it right. Stay with me. We're going to do a series of videos. So you should have 6 videos coming your way over the next however long. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you kind of learned something. And we'll see you on the next video.